If you're looking for tax strategy straight from the mouth of an accountant, I'm excited to tell you that earlier this week I had the opportunity to sit with Nicholas Corbisiero of Corbisiero Consulting Services, and we're bringing you some of the top strategies to consider implementing before year end.
Nick, thank you very much for joining us today. As year end approaches, we wanted to speak about some pressing tax tips, and I think who better than to speak about it than you? So very appreciative, and yeah, I guess we'll hop right in. So without further ado, I would like to ask the first question, Nick. As far as year-end coming up, what would you say are some of the most pressing issues that you face right now, or that the advice that you're giving to clients?
Right. One of the first things that I always recommend, year-end's coming to a close, so the new hot topic is the BOI filings. That's something that's due by the last day of the year. If you have a business that started up before January 1st, 2024, any new businesses that started in 2024 only have about 90 days to file. If they don't file, it's a $591 penalty per month. So it's something I recommend everybody talk to their accountant or attorney, anybody who's had a business set up. Definitely reach out and talk to them. There's only one thing worse than giving the government money is giving them extra money. So let's keep it in our pockets for a change, and that's hands down the number one topic. And then the rest is just, what are the other moves that you're doing before year end? Are you talking to your advisor, your financial advisor, your accountant, and seeing what else is out there? Tax planning is huge. Let's keep more money in our pockets to invest and protect our future.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that's very important, the BOI, and I'm sure there's a plethora of things that we can hit on here today. Yep. From an individual standpoint, what would you say are your top tips that somebody can do, either before year end or before they file their taxes come next year for this year?
Yep. So one of the first things I always talk to a client about is, where's their income stand at the end of the year? Now, we still have 6 weeks roughly left to address where's our income. Do we have enough withholding? Do we need to make an estimate tax payment to avoid penalties and so on? Once again, same theory. Why give the government extra money if we don't have to? Penalties is just a waste of money. Are we looking at our withholdings to see what we have to adjust for next year? A lot of people forget, once they think the new year starts, it's business as usual. It's not. Withholding schedules change, and if you don't address it with your payroll, your employer, then you could set yourself up for another problem in the future.
Excellent. Thank you. Are there, from a charitable standpoint, are there any moves that people can make at this time? Are we nearing any type of special deadlines, or is there anything that that might be beneficial?
So depending on if they itemize and so on, are they doing that? If they have any kind of trusts or any kind of retirement planning, if they don't want to take the money, they can make donations to various charities. Once again, plenty of different options out there. One of the biggest things I tell everyone to do is, if you have any items around your house that you're looking to get rid of, now's the perfect time to donate it. Make sure you get a signed and dated receipt. So if you do itemize, you could actually take that as a tax deduction, possibly help you out, lower your tax liability.
Awesome. Thank you. So I know something very popular that we hear clients talking about on a regular basis is the electric cars, solar, et cetera, et cetera. Nick, can you please share with us some of the ideas that you have and maybe some of the planning strategies that you implement with your clients around those things?
Right. So with solar, the cost of the solar equipment is deductible. You get a 30% credit. So as long as the work's done by the end of the year, I would highly recommend, if you're going to think about it, to run out and kind of talk to a company. And at the same time, most companies will try to sell you a new roof. The roof is not a tax deduction. It specifically says that in the IRS code. So, but I do encourage them that if they're going to decide to put a battery backup in, now's the time to do it, because the battery backup would qualify when you're putting the solar in your home. Also think about a solar charger possibly for an electric car and so on. There's other credits along with that for the charging unit and so on that may be available to the clients if they qualify.
Thank you. Something on our end of the table as far as some of the advice and guidance that we give clients with tax planning through the year is realizing gains and losses, trying to offset them. Do you have any special advice as far as this is concerned? Do you see it as something frequently that comes up for you?
100%. So once tax season starts, it's almost too late. So what we advise our clients is to do some tax planning. You normally, the day after Thanksgiving, a lot of clients get an email from me reaching out to them saying, should we do any last minute tax planning? Where do we stand? Has anything changed? Do you have a lot of gains on the year? Is there any losses that we should talk to your advisor about utilizing? Or if not, and you don't have the losses, great, you had a great year. We may need to pay some estimate taxes on that additional income. But if it's been a bad year and there's lots of losses, we may want to take them and use them now. So this way we'll have them carrying forward to the future.
Great, thank you. Something that we've spoken about a lot frequently with Nick and his methods is planning, proactive planning along the way throughout the year. And I think that's so super important for not only for individuals, obviously for business owners as well, in that you want to be planning for the future. You can't necessarily sit here and be reactive to the situation as far as taxes are concerned. You should be proactive. And with that, Nick, are there any special retirement plans that you can implement as far as business owners are concerned, whether you're a solo business owner individual or if you have a company, anything that you want to hit on there?
Right. So any of the self-employed individuals, people who have their own businesses or just a 1099, we always talk to them about either an IRA contribution, solo 401k, a SEP IRA, maybe a defined benefit plan. Different options are out there, but if you don't have that initial conversation, it's almost too late. Some of the plans we know has to be set up prior to filing your tax return. And some people have them or maybe have an old plan that they haven't used in a while, but still there and active. So it gives us some flexibility on that. I'm a big believer in put the money away, and even though you can't touch it for a while, put it into your future. Once you give it to the government, it's gone forever. You're never going to see it again.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, pay yourself first. Pay yourself first, and I would like to also bring up a strategy that we like to explore. It might not be right for everybody, but Nick, what are your thoughts on the Roth conversion?
So any client of ours who has any kind of significant money saved in any kind of IRA or in retirement account, and they have a bad year, they're unemployed, decide to take a year off, a sabbatical, and so on, we currently have the conversation on, you're at a low tax bracket this year. Why don't we take the advantage of paying the tax on it now and, before you have another good year? And let's convert it so you can have some tax-free earnings in retirement.
Awesome. Yeah, I tend to agree. I think you've probably heard in multiple videos before saying that we are really big proponents of flexibility. And again, although the Roth conversion might not be right for everybody, that potentially at least considering having multiple buckets of money can be a very powerful thing. Nick, let me ask you this on a personal note. For being a business owner yourself, what would you say are some of the highs that you go through on a regular basis in working with your clients? And then, and what are some of the things that you would caution maybe other business owners to avoid throughout the year, just from a strategy standpoint?
So one of the things I like to do is I like to do a lot of information gathering. Where were you? Where are you currently? Where do you want to be? So this way we could put a strategy in place. And when the opportunity arises, we can start shifting gears tax-wise. Sometimes it's growth in a business, hiring, or maybe succession planning. You're thinking about selling a business or possibly acquiring another business and merging it into yours. So once you sit down and you do that fact-finding with your clients, you can actually get the information. And if you ask the right questions, there's a lot of opportunity for your accountant, your financial advisor, even your attorney to help your clients along that way. A lot of clients don't realize that they have an issue until they talk to you about it. And part of that is you got to have dialogue. You got to have them, feel comfortable and free to have that conversation with you.
Great. Great, thank you. And another quick question here for you, as far as from a business planning standpoint. So something from the outside looking into the accounting industry, what I've noticed is that, from my standpoint, it seems like there's a lot of consolidation, and might not be terribly easy to find a trustworthy accountant to help you along the way with your journey, whether, again, that being a business owner or somebody that has inherited wealth, or even just an individual in general. What would you say that you focus on with your clients that you think sets you apart and helps you rise above the rest?
So I think the number one thing is communication. So if you don't talk to your clients, talk to them on a regular basis, shoot an email. Every time a client sends me an email, I have a question for you, my response is, sure, give me a call. Because once you have them on the phone or you meet with them in person, the conversation opens up. If you stick to the email and then it's 10 emails later and something gets lost in translation. So having that conversation with them, a timely response, I found that even if I didn't have the answer on the spot, but I can let a client know, I'll call you back tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and I call it tomorrow at 4 o'clock, besides the credibility that you just created, they know they could depend on you for an answer.
Right. In finishing up here, is there any last information or any other tips that you would like to throw out to everybody as we embark on year end and finish up Q4 in the coming weeks?
Yeah, there's lots of different things we can do. The solar's one. If you're thinking about an electric car, also talk to your accountant, see if it qualifies. The rules are very different than they were a little over a year ago. Retirement plan contributions and so on. There's 529 plans that you can put some money away for your kids for the future. There are some limitations, but that money can grow tax-free if the money's used for college education. For people who want to transfer some wealth, they can gift a son, a daughter, grandson, grandchild. So lots of things to go over. Anybody's welcome to reach out. Once again, I'm here as a resource. Please let everyone feel comfortable.
Great. Nick, thank you very much. It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you all for watching.
Pleasure's all mine.
And thank you, and have an awesome day.
Awesome. Thank you.